As I stepped inside, behind him, maids bowed to both of us. He looked through his shoulder and spoke to one of the maids. Jungkook, show her the room. That's all he said and left. The maid bowed to him before walking towards me. Maid, welcome home, ma'am. Please follow me behind. Why, am I going to have a separate room? Maid, yes, ma'am, and I'll show you your room. I glanced at Jungkook, who was walking upstairs, before looking at the maid. I didn't nod, and the maid began to show me my room. Time skip to night. Aram, I'm worried about you. This all happened so fast. Ryan, even I'm processing. This marriage was not even in my thoughts. Aram, I hope everything goes fine with you. Ryan, I don't think so. I guess he's as toxic as my dad is. I spoke in a tired tone while sitting in the middle of bed holding my phone against my ear. I was so tired with all this. Aram, I understand. She signed. So you won't be working as a florist anymore? Ryan, I don't know about it. I'll try to talk, but I guess I can't work for a few months. Aram, it's fine. I'll talk to Mrs. Huang. Just take care of yourself and do frequent calls. Ryan Hamid, where are you staying now? Aram, don't worry. As Mrs. Yoon got to know about your marriage, she already offered me to stay with her, and I'm leaving tomorrow. Ryan, thank God. I was worried. Aram, don't be. I'm good, but you should look after you. I got to know about Jungkook. He's a very famous and rich CEO. I wonder how we never knew about him before. Ryan stared down, getting lost in her thoughts. That's when Aram spoke again. Aram, okay, Ryan, I'll be hanging. You know I have an exam, right? Wish me luck. Ryan hummed and nodded. Best of luck. Good night. Aram, good night. Sleep well. Ryan hummed and Aram cuts the call from her side. Ryan signed it before looking around. This place feels so strange. I don't think I can sleep today, she mumbled to herself before placing the phone aside. That's when her eyes fell on the bookshelf. She got up to grab a book, thinking it will help her to fall asleep. Time skip to next morning. Ryan Pope. I opened my eyes when I heard a knock on the door. I blinked my eyes to clear the vision before walking towards the door to open it. When I opened the door, a maid bowed to me. Ryan, how can I help you? I asked, looking at her. She smiled before saying, Maid, Mrs. Jeon. Mr. Jeon's parents are here and they want to see you. It's not my first time to meet his parents. They were very nice at the wedding place, even though we didn't talk much. Ryan, I'll be there. You can leave, I said, smiling. The maid bowed to me before leaving. After completing my morning routine and taking a shower, I made my way to downstairs, where everyone was present. I walked down the stair wearing some comfortable and decent clothes. My step became light when I heard their conversation. Mrs. John, you better treat her nice. She's a sweet lady, his mom said to him, sitting on the opposite couch. His dad was beside her. While he had an uninterested and cold look on his face, he sipped his coffee, not taking her words seriously. Mrs. John smiled when she noticed me standing in the middle of the stairs. Mrs. John, why, dear, why are you standing there? Come and take a seat. I came out of my thoughts when she took my name. I nodded with a smile before walking to them. I walked to them, taking a seat on the other couch. His gaze followed me before it shifting back to his coffee. Mrs. John, sorry if we disturbed your sleep. We just want to meet you. The wedding was so sudden we weren't able to talk much. I smiled, assuring everything is fine. Fine, it's fine, Mrs. John. She smiled, looking at me. Our attention shifted to Mr. John when he spoke. Mr. John, Jungkook must have a strong love for you that he wanted this marriage to occur as soon as possible, he said, chuckling. I glanced at Jungkook, who has a cold look on his face. Now who will tell them? Mrs. John, you really must be a nice lady that he wanted you. He usually hates when I even talk about marriage. He used to make an excuse to change the topic. As I heard her, I gave a forced smile, thinking what will happen if they came to know about the truth. Time skip. After having a few conversations, Mr. and Mrs. John got up from the couch to leave. Van stood up along with them while Jungkook was still sipping on his coffee. Mrs. John, it was nice to have a talk with you. Hope you both will be spending time together, understanding each other. She smiled, placing her hand on Ryan's shoulder. Ryan nodded, smiling at her. Mr. John, now we will leave. If I let, then Mrs. Sweet Pie gonna spend the whole day here. Mrs. John hit Mr. John's shoulder playfully. Mrs. John, okay dear, we will be leaving. You might be exhausted from yesterday events. Take a rest. She patted my back softly, and I nodded with a light smile. She shifted her attention to Jungkook before looking at him with a done face. Mrs. John, and you gentlemen, don't you dare to hurt my daughter-in-law, she said in a sarcasm tone, looking at Jungkook. He lifted his head, gazing at his mom before looking at me. His voice was deep when he spoke. Sure, Mom, he said with an expressionless face, staring into my soul. Mr. and Mrs. John smiled, and then Mrs. John stepped front. Mr. John, okay then, take care of you both. Mrs. John, we will be heading out now. I nodded at them lightly. They made their way towards the exit, and their bodyguard walked out with them. I watched them leave, while Jungkook was still sitting on the couch sipping on his coffee. I gazed down at him with a cold face before turning to leave upstairs. But I eventually stopped when he spoke without looking at me. No need to act so politely. I turned, staring down at him before questioning. What do you mean? I said. He left a dark chuckle before placing the cup on the glass table and standing towering over me. He looked down at me coldly and said, Jungkook, we both know you were against this marriage. Now, acting like a lovey-dovey wife in front of my parents won't make them deed their property to your name. He spoke in his deep tone. I know I was against this marriage, but I was just being polite because they're older than me. Does he expect me to root with them? Ryan, I'm not willing either, I said, staring back at him. Ryan, I don't even care how rich your family is, I said before turning to leave, but he grabbed me by my wrist before pulling me back to the same spot. He glared into my soul with his dark eyes before speaking. Jungkook, the audacity of you to even talk back to me. He spoke, gritting his teeth. I struggled to free my hand. Leave my hand, I said, glaring at him. He smirked before leaning close to my face. Jungkook, why? Is it hurting? He leaned more close, stepping front, still grabbing my wrist, which made me step back automatically. He then said, still gripping my wrist tightly, Jungkook, from now onwards, you won't talk back to me. Understood? Before I could say something, he jerked off my hand harshly. Jungkook, I'll be returning home late and you won't dare to step outside. Got it? He spoke before turning back and leaving the place. His guards rushed to him as they saw him stepping outside. She stared at his back coldly before looking down at her hand, which left his fingerprints. It doesn't really hurt.